Back and ready for second half highlights. Ohio State with a 7-3 lead. You know you're not getting the ball back. Michigan's going to have that first. Sometimes in big games like this, it's not so much the big plays, but surviving some of the negative plays and keeping your head up. You're able to do that so far.
Well, no question about it. And we wanted to start with our defense, and it was good. Our kickoff team was all riled up to start the second half and wanted the defense to stop them and see if we could get the momentum going back in our way. And that's the way it unfolded.
Your team has been part of two of the largest crowds ever in Michigan Stadium. This one, 111,941, 1,248 media credentials. So I think the word's going to get out across the land of how this one ended up for you.
Well, it was a good one, and the kickoff team did a good job, and the defense came out, just going after them. And again, good pressure. Marcus Freeman almost picked that screen pass there. Great job diagnosing that.
Freeman on a 2nd and 11 play, and you really got him backed up here, forcing them to punt and playing a little field position game at this point.
Well, good job. Ray Small did a good job all day long, and this one was to the house, but unfortunately we had a push in the back, but still we had the ball in solid field position, and we went to work and back to the I formation. Todd did a good job of getting us in and out of plays that we needed to be, and Beanie did a good job breaking tackles, and here we go, 14-3. That's huge in a game like this.
Beanie showing some quicks right there. 62 yards he goes for the touchdown. So you don't get the special teams touchdown. It comes back on the very next play. I mean, one would have been huge, but you get it nonetheless.
Yeah. Oh, no question. Great job. And then defense just stuffed hard again, and we get the ball back. And now it was a matter of just pounding it away a little bit, moving the chains, burning the clock. Just keeping the momentum of the football game.
And you go to your horse again, 19 carries in the second half, so 39 total for the game, and Beanie just chewing up yardage and clock.
Breaking tackles, which is the key to a great back, and Brandon Sane came in and really had a nice series. I think Brandon carried it 9 times this game, and Mo Wells was a little bit gimpy with that ankle, and we didn't want to send him out there too much, and Brandon came in and did a nice job, and there you see Todd Denlinger on a big play, knocking Hart backwards.
Yeah, loss of 3 yards there. You get the ball back. A lot of 3 and outs for that Buckeye defense throughout this game, and off goes Beanie again.
Right up the middle, just the old isolation play, and 2 different fullbacks going at him, Tyler Whaley and Deontay Johnson, and there'll be some sore people.
Pickup of 23, and this will be a loss. Ryan Mallett is corralled right there by 50.
Vern Golston, Cameron Hayward, Todd Denlinger, a lot of pressure.
Loss of 6 on the play, and as we move to the fourth quarter, this punt is going to be banged away, and a decent return for Michigan here that's going to call for something that you haven't done too much.
Well, the interesting thing was A.J. Trapasso was called upon to punt quite a bit, and that was one of his best ones there, and the defense went back to work, and I think it was one of those later punts that they had the good return and was called back. But here again, good, solid pressure. They didn't connect on a couple passes. I think their receivers were waiting to get hit a little bit because our guys were banging back there. And again, Vernon Golston on the sack.
Just the bull rush right through, and doesn't need to wrap that one up. Just a big hit, knocks Chad Henne to the floor.
Went for the long passes. Kurt Coleman almost came up with the pick, but we did a good job because if you can keep Manningham from having a big play, you're going to have a chance to keep Michigan's offense in check. We get the ball back and heading down the field. Beanie's doing a good job wiggling his way through and moving it forward.
Well, Beanie chews up 6 there, and then 17 yards for Beanie down to the 7-yard line, and you're able to milk the clock from here.
Well, that's right. It was good to chew it up, not let them back on the field. And this is the greatest play in football right there, when you can take a knee and get a win, especially when you're in your white jerseys. That's huge.
Yeah, and as we look at this one finishing up, the play I was talking about was a challenge that you won.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I have to credit that to Darrell Hazel and one of the players on the sideline. They said, Coach, I know. I said, now are you sure? So we don't want to lose a timeout. You never know what's going to happen. No, they said, Coach, we are sure he stepped out of bounds. So we challenged, which was disappointing that the crew didn't challenge, because if later they show that he was out of bounds, I'm not sure why they didn't check it, but we're still working on that system.
Yeah, absolutely. But it moves them back 12 yards and proves crucial because it takes them pretty much out of field goal range there.
Well, and there's a little emotion to that, too. It's a big difference between being on the 31 or 2 and back on the 45 or whatever it happened to be. And when you move backwards and have to face our defense, it makes your life harder.
Scored 30 points on average in the previous 4 matchups with Michigan, but this just proves that in this game, you've got to find different ways to win it.
Well, you really do. And every Ohio State-Michigan game is different. The climate is different each time. This was probably the ugliest one we've been a part of from a weather standpoint. Good, hard-hitting game, hard to throw the football, hard to catch the football. You saw some people out there, especially on Michigan's side, dropping some balls, and it was difficult to execute in the passing game. That's why your run had to take over, and that's why you have to be balanced. You can't be single-dimensional because you never know what it's going to be like.
Well, it puts a cap on a great season and outright Big Ten champs. Congratulations on that. We will wrap up that thought and look ahead to what the Buckeyes will be watching a lot of football here to see what happens. We're back after this.